Good morning and welcome to Movement and Meditation with Yoga Forward. My name is Oriya and I'm going to guide you through this morning session. So we're going to find ourselves in a seated position on the mat. You could stay in a chair if that's more comfortable for you. So if you're on a mat, you can find yourself in a cross-legged position. From here, go ahead and take your left hand and place it on your left knee, and bring your right fingers and up to the center of your head and between your eyebrows. Give yourself a massage in circular motion, going one direction and then the other. Start by exhaling all the air out of your nose and take your right thumb and place it on the base of your right nostril and take an inhale. On the exhale, close the left nostril with the index finger and exhale through the right nostril. Close the right nostril. Before you close the right nostril, inhale through that side. Close the right nostril and exhale through the left side. Inhale through the left side. Close that nostril and exhale through the right side. Inhale. And exhale, switching sides. This is alternate nostril breathing. Every time we switch sides, we're on an exhale. We're going to do this for about 5 more breaths. This is a great way to balance the nervous system and the respiratory system. If you have any seasonal allergies, this will help rebalance your breath and stimulate blood flow to each side of the brain. Take 2 more through each side. Giving yourself time to feel the difference on each side. Last one. Good work. Go ahead and place the hand back to the knee and just breathe naturally. See if you feel any difference now that your breath is balanced. Spine is long. We're relaxed in the upper body. Relax the head a little bit. And if it feels right for you, let's roll the head in one direction. Placing the ear to the shoulder and then rolling forward and backwards. Go ahead and switch sides, rolling the other direction. Just releasing tension. Keeping an even breath. Okay, good work. Go ahead and meet back in center. And from here, we're going to take our hands and walk to the side of the mat to us and roll on over into a tabletop position. So from here, our hands are underneath our shoulders, our knees are underneath our hips, and our knees are about hip width apart. If you have any knee trouble, you can place some padding by rolling the mat under, or you can just stay in a seated position. So from here, we're just going to make sure we have the proper alignment, and we're going to take some hip openers and hip rolls. So take your hips and roll them to one side of the mat, and then rotate forward, meeting back in tabletop position. So keeping the same direction, rolling and rotating, expanding the lower back and hip area. Every time you come forward, shoulders stop in line with hands. Keeping a nice steady breath, come back to center and switch sides. So rotating the hip to the feet and then the other side and up forward. Keep a good rotation and breath. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. When you're comfortable with that, exhale through the mouth. Come back to center, and from here, you can face the width of your mat and come upright. So again, we have a nice long spine here, core is braced, and we're going to take the right leg and pop it out to the side of us. Again, you can have some padding underneath your knee here, and if you'd like to have a block for this, you can for some support. So we're just coming into our gate pose. So our right leg is nice and long, and we're just gonna take our arms out wide. Our shoulders are away from our ears, and we have a nice line. Flip the right palm up, and on an inhale, lift that arm up and place the left hand on the block or the mat. On an exhale, come back to the other side and raise the left arm up overhead. Inhale, come to the other side. Hand comes to block or mat. And switch sides one more time. And coming back to center, bend the knee and come back to meet the other. Take your block and place it to the other side if you're using it. This time we're going to take our left leg and straighten it out. Core is braced again here. Arms come out wide. Shoulders are away from ears, and we have a straight line. Flip the left palm up this time and rotate, bringing the right palm down to the mat or the block. Exhale, switch sides. So left hand comes to left leg, right arm comes up overhead. Inhale, right arm comes to block or mat. Left arm comes overhead. Exhale. And let's meet back in center. Knees come back over under hips. Move the block out of the way. We're going to come into our first child's pose. So from here, if child's pose is uncomfortable, you can place a block underneath your sit bones in between your feet, and that kind of helps you elevate your hips and take some pressure off the joints there. Or you don't have to use the block at all. If you don't have any issues, you can also keep padding under your knees here. And we're just going to walk out forward slowly as far as our body will allow us to. If your head is uncomfortable here, you can either place your hands for support underneath your head, a block, or you can keep your hands at your side. adding our breath, feeling ourselves hugging against our knees and our legs. And as we breathe, we feel our chest expand, our stomach expand and release. Using our own body to feel what our breath does as we're breathing. Just releasing the tension in the upper back, opening up the back side of the lower back, almost the hip area. And when you're ready, we're going to slowly come back up into a tabletop position and walking our hands to support us into sitting back down and slowly coming into a corpse pose with our knees to our chest. Not corpse pose yet, but we've got our backs on the ground and just giving ourselves a hug here. Now from here, we're gonna extend one leg up to the ceiling, feeling a nice stretch in the back of the hamstring. And take the other leg and meet it up. So at this point, both legs are up straight, and we're gonna take our waterfall pose. So if you have a hard time keeping your legs up, you can do this up against a wall. If you'd like a little bit more of an elevation, you can take your block and place it underneath your hips. And you can do that while you're in bridge pose to support yourself. And just take a moment to let the blood flow come down in this position. This is a great pose to improve circulation. Breathing through it. Just allowing gravity to relax you, allowing the blood flow to recirculate. Take 2 more breaths here. Last one. Good work. To come out of this, just slowly bring your legs down. Place them back to the mat. Remove the block from here if it was there, and slowly bring your spine back down to the mat. From here, we can extend our legs and take an official corpse pose or Savasana. Taking a moment to just recenter from here and letting our body completely relax. No tension, nothing holding us up. Our body is just completely letting go. You can close your eyes here. Or you are invited to stay in this pose as long as you'd like this morning. If you'd like to come out of it and finish off with me, you can start by just slowly bringing our knees to one side and rolling over onto a side with the upper body and pushing ourselves up. meeting in seated position again, thanking yourself for taking just a little bit of time in the morning to meditate and recenter and just do yourself a little bit of a favor mentally and physically. And I thank you as well for joining me. Namaste.